Hello. Boss explains Gibbs' major death, shredded teasers, and well, we now know why Gibbs joined NCIS after killing the man who murdered his family, Pedro Hernandez. Ruth, his landlord, has done a lot. According to flashbacks on NCIS Origins, Gibbs and Ruth grew close, to the point where she was his phone call after he was hauled up for a pub fight. And when Frank's, Kyle Schmid, arrives after hearing what happened, Ruth is the one to explain why Gibbs failed his psych evaluation because she had told him beforehand that she was dying, cancer, and to persuade him to join his squad. In the present, Gibbs finds that Ruth has died, and after telling Lala, Mario Molino, about her, the other agent chooses not to file for a transfer off the squad, as she had planned after learning that he killed Pedro. However, before the show concludes, the camera zooms in on two pieces of shredded paper. They labeled Operation Sundown a catastrophic mishandling of, and that Boyd, aka Bugs, had worked closely with a second sniper. Here is the co-showrunner, David J. North, who discusses the fall finale and previews what to expect when the show returns in January. The question is, how many more people can Gibbs lose right now? You show how his and Ruth's bond grew, and then she died. This comes as Lala prepares to depart the team. Why did you wish to investigate this fresh tragedy for Gibbs at this time? David J. North, as someone who adores NCIS and has made it such a significant part of my life, I've always felt that there's a big missing piece of what we know about Gibbs, a huge, vital element, which is what truly happened after he killed Pedro Hernandez. In NCIS canon, Frank shows him that folder and file, kills Pedro, and he instantly becomes an agent. There's a bit more there, but it's just jumbled about. Gina, Lucida Monreal, and I wanted to go into detail about what transpired in the months after he killed Pedro, since that is not something you just get over. So when he returned, he was in a bad position and decided to leave the Marines. He couldn't even tell his father, Robert Taylor, that. Ones enter our lives at various times, and sometimes the ones we least expect become the most extraordinary and significant to us. And Ruth, played by the excellent London Garcia, was only a minor character that we saw in episode 7, which showed Gibbs flat. Gina and I talked about how wonderful it is for a character like this to have impacted Gibbs, and we liked that episode. Austin's performance is excellent. The first NCIS episode, I believe, had 1,000 and some episodes that never had a case. No crime was done in the episode, but as an origin tale, truly delving into why Gibbs became an agent was intriguing to us, and we're quite proud of it. Lala decides to stay. What makes her believe she can eventually trust Gibbs? Overall, I believe it is complicated. As Lala states in the darkroom at the start of the episode, if someone killed my family, I don't know what I'd do. Perhaps the same thing you did, Gibbs. It was actually the fact that he did not tell her. But I believe she knows what a horrible situation he was in, and we will leave it at the end of the episode, with her wanting to try to trust him again. But I think they're definitely on thin ice with their relationship, sentiments, and everything else. You focus on the two shredded pieces of paper at the conclusion. First and foremost, what are your thoughts on Operation Sundown, which has been described as a disastrous mishandling of... I don't want to spoil anything, but we'll find out more about Operation Sundown in future episodes. Then there's the issue of Boyd cooperating with a second sniper. Did you know from the beginning of the season that you'd be employing him in Vera's, Diane Rodriguez, program? Yes, we were aware that we would be using him for Vera's initiative. At the end of Sandman Part 2, the second part of our pilot, Mark Harmon's voiceover, older Gibbs voiceover, tells us that Gibbs thought there may have been more to this narrative, and now